Hey guys, and welcome back. Today I am doing a motivational cleaning. Every time I watch these motivation videos on YouTube, it makes me want to get up and clean. So I actually watched one right before I cleaned, and I usually start with the easiest rooms, but today I'm starting with the hardest ones, which are the restrooms. Okay, so I like to make sure that everything is put away before I actually start cleaning. And this past weekend we were out of town, so right now I'm just making sure all my makeup is put back to where it's supposed to be so I can clear off the countertops and start wiping them down. So if you've watched any of my past videos, you know that I like cleaning with products that are as gentle as possible. I do have a 1-year-old that touches everything, grabs everything, puts everything in her mouth. And sometimes when her dad's getting ready in the morning, he actually sits her on the countertop with him, and she just likes to watch him brush his teeth. So I want to make sure that the countertops are clean, but if she gets her hands on the countertops and puts them in her mouth, everything's okay. So these countertops, I clean them off with the Method Anti-Bac. I wipe down everything, including the toothbrush holder, the soap. I move everything around. Next thing needing to get cleaned is my bathtub. Now the bathtub, again, I clean it with the Method bathroom cleaner. What I noticed in the past is I used to use a lot of bleach. I used to use, I believe it's the scrubbing bubbles for the bathtub. That's what it was called. And I noticed that after a while, the paint on the bathtub would start coming off. And the paint would completely chip off after maybe 2 months of cleaning it with the scrubbing bubbles. And now that I clean it with this, it stays white, it feels clean, it smells clean, and I don't have any chipped paint. So I do let the bathroom cleaner sit in the bathtub while I cleaned up the floor, and then I just wipe everything down with a washcloth. I let the water run really hot, and I just rinse everything off completely. My mirrors in my restroom get so dirty. Does anybody else restrooms mirrors get super dirty? I feel like it's whenever we brush our teeth, even after the first time that we brush them, you have toothpaste splatter all over the mirror. And so we do have 2 adults that use this restroom. So you can imagine after a full day of brushing your teeth in the morning and at night, how dirty my mirror gets. And guilty, I don't clean it every single night, but when I do clean it every 2 to 3 days, it gets wiped down. And for the mirrors, I use the Method glass cleaner for it. So here come my little ones. I am cleaning with them in the house today, so you'll be able to see what it's like cleaning with 2 little girls in the house. And believe me, it's a struggle. They're always getting, in the restroom when I'm in there, or basically getting in the way, but I kind of point them to go either to the living room, or if I'm in the living room, to go to their room. And for the most part, I try to keep them entertained while I clean. That way they don't get in the way, and especially when I'm cleaning the restrooms, you don't want to splatter them with toilet water while you're cleaning the toilet. That's gross. One thing that I didn't show is I did sweep both bathroom floors, and after I swept, I went ahead and Swiffered them. I used another of the Method products. It's I believe it's Squirt and Mop with my Swiffer, and I cleaned that up that way. I feel like whenever your bed is done, even though the whole room is a mess, your room looks clean, it looks tidy. That basket had been sitting in my room for about 3 days, and I finally went ahead and put everything away. So after I'm done doing laundry and I'm putting everything in baskets, I kind of just put everything together until I'm ready to separate everything out. I put everything up that goes in our room, and I leave in the basket whatever goes in the girls' room, and I just go put it in there and I put it away once I get to that room. And just a quick shout out to my beautiful Isul. She was being such a big helper, not only playing with her sister, which she usually does anyway, but all the things that I was giving her, I was like, Isul, go put this in the kitchen for me, or go put this in your room. If it was her stuff, I just give it to her and she knows exactly where it's supposed to go. But she's such a big helper, especially on days when they're both home and everything needs to get cleaned. That's mom struggles. Every time, never fails. I think the most satisfying thing to watch being cleaned in a cleaning video is vacuuming a carpet. You can just tell those fresh, crisp lines of clean carpet. One thing that I think is really funny is Penelope is not scared of the vacuum. Every little kid that I know, including myself when I was younger, I was so scared of the vacuum, and so was Isul, but Penelope, I think if I let her ride the vacuum while I'm vacuuming, she would. She would definitely ride it. Now onto my kitchen. I unload my dishwasher, trying to unload my dishwasher, making sure that Penny doesn't get to the dishes before I do. She loves the dishwasher. Does anybody else's baby like the dishwasher? I am cooking while I'm cleaning the kitchen. I'm actually going to be making the girls some spaghetti, the least messy, and something that they both really enjoy. So after I finished unloading, I reloaded the dishwasher. Usually my dishwasher, I kind of load it throughout the day with whatever I'm using. That way, at the end of the day, I don't have a big pile. But last night, my husband actually cooked dinner, so I loaded everything that was in the sink so it can get washed. And to wipe down my countertops, I'm using the Mrs. Meyer's multi-surface cleaner. I'm also going to be wiping down the cabinets. Again, Penelope loves to put her mouth on everything, and for some reason my cabinets, she will literally just go up to them, open her mouth, and just stick her tongue out and stick it on the cabinets. So I always like to make sure that those get wiped down on a regular basis. My dining room was a complete disaster. I've actually been using it as kind of my desk area so I can study and do homework. I am taking a class during the summer for college, so I have all of my studying stuff on there, and I was studying late last night, so before I started washing the dishes, there was actually a coffee cup that was on that table. But I'm just putting everything away. We have kind of like a family, I really don't know how you would call it, but it has a bookshelf on the right side of my dining room, and it has some black bins where we keep all of my school stuff, some activity books for ISUL, all of our electronics go in one. It's really pretty well organized, so I'm just putting everything away, everything where it's supposed to go. And here you can kind of see the organizer I was talking about. So next up is the living room. The spaghetti was already ready and the girls were going and eating. They're watching Penelope's favorite movie right now, which is Coco. She went from this binge watching Moana non-stop back to back to just wanting to watch Coco. So that's what they're playing, that's what they're watching right now and eating spaghetti. Probably not the smartest idea to have them eating right now in the living room because there's nothing underneath, because Penelope made a complete mess of her spaghetti and it was almost all on the floor. But it's okay, I cleaned that up afterwards. Oh man, these mirrors. Everybody goes up to them and just puts their hands right on them. As you can see, all of the smudges. I don't know, such a good feeling just seeing the smudges disappear. I'm sure I've said this before, but I have a love-hate relationship with these long mirrors. I love them. They make the apartment look so much bigger. They make the apartment have so much light, but keeping them clean is a struggle. Alright, so my house is now clean. I even got to clean my brushes, which that was an accomplishment. The house feels awesome when it's clean. Everything is vacuumed and dusted and cleaned. Well, I didn't dust, but it's clean. All the bathrooms feel clean. As you can see, I put the rugs back where they were. They were nice, washed and dry. So everything feels like it kind of was put together. The only thing I needed to do is throw away the trash, which my husband will be doing that as soon as he gets home. And of course my spaghetti mess that I made the girl spaghetti is still there, but that's okay. The house is clean. It's clean. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe, and I'll see y'all next time.